Why remaster a game from 4 gigabytes to 120 gigabytes? Are compression and optimization lost technology now? Do we just not do what? Oh, look at the remastered version. It takes up 1/3 of the hard drive. Wow. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to EmKay. My name is Damian Lee, and today we're taking a stroll through r/Greentext. Be me, partake in study on pain tolerance that's meant to determine if men or women tolerate pain better. They sent an electric current through my finger, and I had to report from a scale of 1 to 10. 0. They turn up the voltage. 0. They turn it up again. 0. They get flustered and tell me they can tell I'm in pain by my pulse, body temp, and blood pressure readings. 0. Don't feel nothing. Half-Life, you start with 100 HP. Stalker, no women, wow. Call of Duty, no shitting mechanics. What is going on? It's Prime Day, 2 days of epic deals. That's I don't, the face looks artificial, like the smile. Be Amazon marketing employee. Board wants an inclusive advertisement. Struggle to think of anything. Bezos will face fuck me if I miss a deadline again. Fuck it. Submit the worst photo possible. My face when they fucking approved it. They didn't say it had to be something thoughtful. They just said you had to meet the deadline, all right? Amazon doesn't let you take bathroom breaks. No pissing unless you hit the deadline, all right? Not everything needs to be turned into an anime girl. Well, what if we turned you into an anime girl? What about that, buddy? You looking so so shy. Look at you. Look, you're blushing. What's that about, man? That's a fucking awesome picture. Gain 5% attack if your health is under 10% after using a heavy attack for 8 seconds. Oh, I hate these mechanics. I'll watch my friends play like Night Rain or something, and they'll be fighting a boss and like, oh no, it's the Gobblewonker. And it's just a giant deity, and then they're like, oh, your health is under 10%. Use this spell, you grab the cask. And they're just naming mechanics. Like, I feel like they're making it up half the time. I don't know, that kind of stuff overwhelms me, man. I hate games like that. Oh boy, are we the baddies? Be me. Buddy of mine is in a horrible mood. Says he asked out a girl and she shot him down. Apparently some dude in her class asked her out right after and she said yes. I try to cheer my buddy up. He goes on a rant about how girls will always choose shitty, abusive bullies over good people. Uh-oh. That's not fun rhetoric. Says he hopes, ooh! Excuse me? Says he hopes he abuses her so she could see how wrong she was. I don't know, that's, oh my God. He calls the guy who asked her out a worthless piece of shit scumbag. Piques my interest. I do a little snooping for this guy online. He's on our school football team, part of UNICEF. He's tagged in a post made by a local soup kitchen. Turns out he volunteers there twice a month. There we go. Think about my friend. Doesn't work out. Only hobbies are video games and shit posting. No job. Unironically, once got in trouble for trying to steal from a homeless man. Guys, maybe the normies are right. Yeah, I feel like your friend might have been down a negative path when he went on a rant about how girls always choose the shitty, abusive. You know that meme that's like, why do they always choose the jocks? And then the girl's like, why do you always choose the bimbo? He thought it was gonna be one of these moments. No, I mean, we're gonna, he thought this is gonna be, he has all girls are the same playing in his head. No, buddy, you're just a nightmare to be around, apparently. Can you beat Oblivion as a vampire? Can you beat the game using completely normal and legit way of playing? Hundreds of thousands of views. Are Zoomers the stupidest generation in the history of humanity? No, I can explain this. Basically, it's fun to watch people do challenges. This to me is the same thing as they're like, okay, I didn't play this class, but I don't really want to invest the time in playing the class. Could someone make a video? Like, this to me is fine. I don't think this is a stupid thing to watch. This is them being like, oh, I never tried playing as a vampire. I wonder what's different. And seeing if they could beat the game. I don't know. Maybe this is me being content brained and like seeing why this exists and why there's a place for it in like the community on YouTube. But I don't know. I see no problem with this. Be me. Oh boy, why is Uncle Ruckus the picture related here? Tired of being. Go to fancy indoor pool at my new apartment. Oh no. Oh no. Can you put in the music? I can't read it. Like, what are you talking about, man? You know what? I'm just gonna sashay away from that. Exactly what you would expect. Loud music, people smoking right outside the entrance, standing by the side in full coats and saggy pants, rather. Unsupervised kids raising hell everywhere. Just the opposite of pool vibes. Oh my God. Start thinking about how this country's going to shit. Because there's Uncle Ruckus, I'm guessing the twist is coming up. Dead serious. It took me seeing my reflection in the pool to remember I'm black. Probably the blackest one there. I think I'm spending too much time on this website. If you're starting to get hateful rhetoric in your mind, just being in a public place and you can attribute it to a website, then yeah, probably. Might be spending too much time in fringe communities, I would reckon. If you're looking there and you have, yeah, no, I would say it's a good reflection of maybe you're spending too much time in a place that is not serving you. Be me. Friend is talking about a book he's been reading. Sounds super cool from how he describes it. Awesome magic and fighting and great plot, etc., etc. Look up the title later. It's a chapter book. Dude, what the is it with these authors who come up with such great ideas, but they don't have the willingness to make it a manga or or even a graphic novel? My life, I got excited over nothing. Chapter book. Are you a kindergartner? No, they don't know how to accept books when there's no pictures in them. It's really hard for them to absorb material that way. Dude, this book sounds awesome. Oh, there's no pictures? God damn it. The 40-year-old virgin. Boomers thought this premise was so patently absurd and ridiculous it could only be fodder for comedy. Little did they know, there's a place online chock full of them. Like a safari. You can just spot them in the wild. You're telling me my chemist brother-in-law, who I interviewed about missing chemistry equipment and who came into a bunch of gambling money, paid my medical expenses and just bought a $10 million something car wash, is a meth cook? How could have I seen this coming? What? You mean my brother-in-law? Oh, I can't believe this. Rude coworker starter pack. Doesn't talk unless spoken to. Spends every break in their car. Has a we're coworkers, not friends mentality. Gives vague answers when asked about weekend plans. Shows up only to do their job, then leave. Probably some form of neurodivergent. Clock in, do your job, don't bother anyone as best you can, clock out. Almost all of your coworkers now have a personal vendetta against you. Have people always been this stupid, or is it just a post-COVID thing? No, I think people have always been this dumb, more or less. I think the workplace has a culture about it that they're like, oh no, we work together, you don't want to, like, there's some people who treat it like, yeah, this is a job, we're not friends. And then there's other people who are like, I don't trust the people who look at a workplace and go, we're not just coworkers, we're a family. I know, I think you gotta be poked with pitchforks. Something, because I don't like that jargon, it's not fun. Game set in Middle Ages, currency is gold. Game set in sci-fi, currency is credits. Every single time. And I'll play it. Oh boy. Trump is 100% serious about running for a third term. Haha, I told you he's gonna become a dictator, based, content president. Oh, ew. Not a fan of calling him the content president. I don't like that. I don't, that feels like something he would champion. I'm the president of content. You wanna make your YouTube videos, you wanna make your TikToks, you wanna make your truth social video blasts, do them all. Like, that's what he would do. God, I was watching recently when he was president, we had that hurricane come in, and I was watching him talk about that, just like looking through like how the fuck we got to where we are, right? And you know what the words that came out of this motherfucker's mouth? This ghoul. He said, and I quote, "In terms of water, it's the wettest hurricane we've had. In terms of water." What does that mean? Every hurricane is wet, Donald. Oh boy, I don't know if I'm gonna say that right. Urbi et Orbi meets JD Vance, dies. That's the scary thing is JD Vance has like the touch of the Reaper. And it's because if you don't say thank you, that's how he gets his powers. You have to say thank you or his death touch charges and someone else kicks the bucket. All right, that's all he asks. 10 years old, got prescribed with a disability. Do you mean diagnosed? Said disability is where a part of my body that regulates body temp is non-functional. Parents and I didn't get what was going on, so I was taken to the doctor again after the trillionth time to get diagnosed. Finally got to a doctor who knew his shit. Doctor asked if I liked Godzilla. Really liked Godzilla. Child brain went into overdrive and began a small conversation. Doctor asked if I had ever seen Godzilla versus Destroya. What is that? Destroya? Someone will correct me in the comments, I'm sure. I appreciate it. I'm not up to date on the pronunciation of all of Godzilla's villains. Doctor told me I can melt down like a nuclear reactor by explaining burning Godzilla. Immediately realized my problem. I'll die if I overheat. All I gotta do is stay cold, basically. So what? You just got a thermal reactor problem. You're like one of the tieflings, or the one tiefling, Karlak, right? Didn't she have a thing in Baldur's Gate where she would just heat up and she would die or something? I don't know. I haven't played the game in a very long time. I'm kind of just spitballing. Oh boy, poolitian. What does that mean? Drinks from the Ganges. Quote, the cleanest and holiest river in India. Starts shitting and coughing blood. Dies. Many such cases. Well, maybe you're not supposed to drink from the holy river because it's the holy river, right? Is that like are you supposed to drink from it? Is that like a religious? I don't understand it. So maybe I'm just spitballing, but I would assume if it's a holy river, drinking from it would be an act of false godhood. I don't know. I'm spitballing. You're probably supposed to do it as like a thing of like partaking in the religion, and it just, he wasn't chosen. That's all that happened. God said, you're coming up here. We got some work to do. Oh man, again, every time I see this guy. Elon Musk tweets about Trump being in the Epstein files. Looks into Trump's comments on Epstein where he says Epstein likes underage girls. Dude, the whole Trump Epstein thing, that is like the war right now. Watches multiple videos of Trump at Epstein's parties. Notices Trump refuses to take any questions today during a live appearance. Realizes Epstein died during Trump's presidency. Says, I think Epstein killed himself. Still defends Trump. Crashes out when viewers call him out. Guys, I'm a centrist. I mean, yeah, if you look at like what the MAGA side is going through, them having to contest with Trump and Epstein being best buds, it's kind of crazy to watch them have to fight that. And then Trump's like, no, you're stupid. Shut up. You're wrong. You're wrong and you're ugly. Like, it's something, it's insane to watch like an outsider looking in, on what that, group of people are having to contest with. DLSS isn't enough. The frame rate is still dropping. Lower the settings to high. Have you gone mad? Each of the 6 main cast of Friends continue to receive approximately $20 million every year in residuals, which is 2% of the $1 billion Friends earns for Warner Brothers annually. Literally, what the fuck? Okay, so what happened was when the show blew up, they thought that Ross was gonna be like the big breakout star. So they offered him like a big money deal. And instead of Ross taking that deal, he went to the other 5 stars and they were like, hey, if we do this the right way and we bargain for better contracts, we can all make some good money. So they all joined together and basically formed like a 6-person union to negotiate a really good deal, which is fucking awesome. And it sucks because other shows weren't able to do that. Like if you look at The Office, I was reading about this recently. If you remember, like right when Steve Carell left the show, there was a change of leadership happening at NBC right around that time, and Bob Greenblatt became the new head of NBC. And he wasn't a fan of the show and was like, whatever, didn't take the contract negotiations serious enough and just let the contract expire. So oftentimes stars can get fucked on deals. The Friends and like what they make on that, they fucking scored, dude. It's you can't help but feel happy for them because a lot of the time it doesn't work out that way with companies. You want a moderately funded AA game for a niche but loyal player base that would turn a safe but modest profit without excessive monetization? Get the fuck out of my office right now. You're fired. We only do $500 million projects to become the next Fortnite around here. Why are they all like this? If my game doesn't have a battle pass, then I don't want it. Get it out of my face now. They saw what was profitable, dude. You know, the worst case of this to me, where it was a cool game and then Fortnite came out and like the sparkle of the old game kind of dissipated, was a game called SOS, and the concept of it was super cool. It was like a game show like Survivor, but it would take place like through a video game, and there would be audience interaction. There was like Twitch integration, and it was super cool. You would spawn on an island, and people could watch your gameplay, and they could either like send you stuff or react to what's going on. It was really, really cool, and I'm not doing a great job explaining it, but it was really fun. And then Fortnite came along, and the game became a battle royale, and SOS just died. It sucked. It could have had a great little like niche, but it gave it up, and I'm so bummed because I loved that game. And I would love a game that is like you being personable and talking. Maybe it's because that's my job. But I would love a game like that to be like part of the experience is using your voice and talking and it being, you know, I love that stuff. It just sucks to see what happened. Amazing visuals and art design, crazy good soundtrack, memorable characters, adult, well-written story and dialogues, innovative, fun combat, zero woke shit. $40. And somehow American and Japanese publishers think that they'll be allowed to put their derivative soulless slop on the shelves at $80 price tags. I've never played, what is this, Expedition 33, I think? I've never played it. But I love that they had the right before they threw in the price tag, and it's not woke. Thanks. Appreciate that, Alex Jones. I'm gay. My dad is not pleased with this fact. Completely homophobic. Half the time his homophobia doesn't even make sense. Fishing show on TV in the living room, watching it with mom and dad. Mom, I don't have the patience for that kind of stuff. Me, it doesn't feel like too long when you're out there. Dad, time flies when you're, and I can't say that word. It's go to my room. It's getting ridiculous. He goes out of his way to respond to everything I do by calling me, I can't say that word again. What do I do? That is certainly a pickle and I don't envy you. I mean, show him, you just gotta show him that the homophobia is stupid, right? You just gotta make him feel dumb for being hateful. I don't know how much it'll do, but it'll make you feel better, I hope. Invite her whole family, including grandparents, to see her giant tits on a massive cinema screen. Oh, sorry, I misread that. It says her giant tit, singular. How based is she? I mean, it's a movie, so congratulations, right? Grandma and Grandpa, that's our girl. Dude, if I had to... if my parents went to a movie I was in and my jugs were out, would I care? No. It's a cinematography. Learn about it. Main character is called Gojo. Villain is called Jogo. Did J.K. Rowling write this shit? Is the main villain called Jogo? I stopped watching Jujutsu Kaisen after like 3 episodes. The only villain I knew about was Gito. That was the only one I knew. I don't know who Jogo is. Is he a curse or is he a curse user? All right, he's a cursed spirit. I found out who he is. Oh, he looks very funny. I mean, it's classic, dude. You already know that the good and evil, they gotta reverse each other. That's how it works. Ah, yes. The disarming spell. Time to save the world. Don't you want to learn more spells, Harry? That's fine, thanks. Villain's won in the final battle, backfires and basically kills himself. I won. That's right. Did it all yourself, too. Should I hire Rajesh for on-site work on H-1B with a PhD for $45K a year? Or Dylan for remote work with a BS for $245K a year? Hires Dylan. He hires Rajesh for $45K. Pockets $200,000. Easy peasy. And it's that simple. Game assist. It's that easy. That's the American dream. That's what... I don't even I don't know half the things with the whole H-1B thing. All I know is that certain people get really upset about it, and I don't know why. I don't get it. I'm not educated enough for this conversation. Man who built house instead of garage finally relents after 6-year battle. Housing shortage. Government does fuck all. Build your own house. Government does everything they can to stop you. Why are they so good at doing the things nobody ever asked them to do? Why does bureaucracy work like that? Well, that's because bureaucracy doesn't work for you. They work for those above you. Put on a George Carlin comedy special. He'll explain it all for you. He'll tell you what's up. Check out this beloved romance movie. Looks inside. Infidelity. Seriously, what the fuck is up with that? Why do they all have that? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't watch romance movies. What is the evolutionary historic reason why women are attracted to intelligence? Surely intelligence helped the hunting group getting a juicy mammoth? Women are attracted to actual intelligence, how to succeed in life. Not intelligence. Eidetic memory of one's entire Pepe folder and strategic knowledge of how Germany could have won World War II. Yeah, no one wants to sit down and have a conversation with you when that's what you got bumping around in your head, man. Work boring, pointless job for 5 days. Get 2 days off to sit around and be sad. Repeat forever. Every time. It's the slog, man. Is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke? That was enough to destroy an entire company. The great man theory in action. We see it, a live example right here. I think it's actually criminal how no one mentions that glutes and hamstrings on dudes are just as important for aesthetics as they are for women. You look infinitely more athletic with big back legs. Name? I'm Eric, but I don't really see how that has anything to do with my post. I mean, I appreciate you wanting to know me, man. How are you doing? Go to Steakhouse. They're having an all-you-can-eat rib thing. Decide to get all I can eat because it's $15 and I binge sometimes. Waitress is excited over it. Tells me she's never seen someone eat so many. Offers to order me multiple at a time so I don't have to wait so long on refills, but also offers to not bother with the fries so I don't get filled up with potatoes. Overhear her tell a nearby table about me, made me kind of embarrassed. Is really nice and attentive the whole time. Do girls like it when you eat a lot of meat? Is that the secret to getting a girlfriend? Eating animals? No, she's just astounded by your biblical level gluttony, my friend. Continue gorging yourself. It's fun. You're now an attraction. They're gonna start charging people at the door to watch you dine. Every Resident Evil game, some guy turns himself into a horrific monster to kill the heroes. What's their plan if they win? Be a giant monster thing forever? Yeah, that's about right. They think they're, that was their superior form or something, right? That's their whole thing. They've unlocked their higher being by being a giant monster thing. New neighbors just moved right next to me. They tell me to not use Wi-Fi because their son has Wi-Fi sickness. What's the most powerful router with the longest range for under $250? I don't know, but yeah, you gotta find it now. Now you gotta look for it. Be 28 years old, live alone, but with dogs. Dad comes to visit me from several states away. Meets my male German Shepherd for the first time. Shepherd rolls onto his back. Dad asks what those weird lumps are. I say they're his nipples. Dad asks, why does he have nipples if he's a boy? I say, why do you? Dad immediately shuts up and walks away. It's been 3 hours and he hasn't spoken to me since. Please help, he's here for a week. You've given him something to reflect on and he doesn't quite understand how to handle it. I would, listen, Dad is he's having a bit of a meltdown. He doesn't know how to take it. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. He doesn't know how to process that information, that's all. Anon asked the great philosopher, are small breasts better or large? The great philosopher replied, suppose you had $100 in bills and $100 in coins. Which would weigh more? The coins, Anon said. Ah, the great philosopher responded, but which would have the greater value? Anon was enlightened. Wow, they made the pilgrimage. Reading Plato on the subway. Parmenides? I don't fucking understand that word. I'm sure I butchered it. Struggling to understand. Black guy next to me glances over. Are you an intellectual? Not really. Huh, that's why you read Plato. Whoa. He smiles and leaves a few stations later. Come home and try thinking of comebacks in the shower. What the fuck? Dude, he owned you. He got your ass. At long last, I have the power to turn invisible and attract terrifying wraiths to my position. That's all I've ever wanted after all.